What's up, guys? This is Parker at XLNTSOUND.
That was so metal.
I'm here with Kenneth. We're doing something new today, something new and exciting, something a little different that we've been doing. I'm gonna let Kenneth do a little intro for us.
What's up, guys? I'm Kenneth. You probably hear me behind the scenes a lot of times. Sorry about that. Thank you, Parker.
No worries.
So I'm Kenneth. I'm often working with these guys behind the scenes. I'm the one that's doing all the live switching and making all their videos and stuff like that. Today, we're swapping roles, and we've got Danny in the back. So he's going to be live switching, so keep that in mind as
Got
this
promoted.
goes on. He's got promoted, exactly.
I'm going to blow it.
He's still here, though.
Yeah, you can hear him, right? Yeah, so also, I don't know if you guys realize, but when we do these shows, we've actually got the live stream working in another studio down the hall. And so this is in a completely separate room where we're usually doing these live switches. Anyways, what brings us to this project is I'm a filmmaker. You guys probably caught that by now. And this is the project that came onto my plate that I just could not pass up. I don't know if you guys have heard of Techno Destructo from Guar.
Guar.
Yeah, he's like a great friend of mine. I love the guy. I got the chance to collaborate with him, and I got the chance to pull in a whole bunch of resources to create something really special, something that I haven't made before, and something really kind of like technically on another level from what I normally do. But that being said, we're going to show you guys in a second. I think I'm leaving out some details. We want to give you guys a little preface of what's going on. What do you think, Parker?
So it's basically Techno Destructo. He's kind of like he's a wrestler. So he needed a promo vid, and Kenneth is the master fucking video guy, and he wanted to kind of do something a little different. So he's friends with this fucking dope dude. He has his giant warehouse, insane green screen. And he was kind of pushing his abilities because he's never really done green screen work before. So he thought that this would be like the perfect time to try it out. So what this is it's basically promo vid. He's on green screen, and he created all of the backgrounds, this whole scenario.
Yeah, we created, it's basically a kind of like, you're probably familiar if you watch WWE wrestling. They do these vignettes where they show little backstories behind the characters.
Fucking
Techno
Goldberg.
Destructo is now a backyard wrestler. We're making a promo for him. We're fucking here, and Parker's going to sound design it. And I think we should just get going because we can talk about all this crap as we go.
I want to say something. Why are you doing this? Like, why is this important? You were saying it earlier, Parker.
This is super important. You can actually cut to the screen so they can kind of see what we're working with.
Yeah, there we go.
But like Danny was saying, this is super important. We do a lot of sound design here at the studio. We do a lot of dubstep, a lot of electronic EDM, but we do a lot of different stuff. So for this, this is another project. This is more on the post side, but it's still kind of in the same realm as what we've been doing. Not in the same style, but it's kind of a different take because we're going to be sound designing some cool sound effects. We're going to put some backgrounds in there. We're going to be kind of mixing it up and making it sound better. So I guess let's jump in. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We should start from the beginning. I want to show like the deliverables and stuff that I would normally give a sound designer if I'm going to work with them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I love working with Parker because I can just give him the pieces that he needs, and he can like bang a project out really quick because he already knows all the steps you have to take to not make a project get stretched out or cost a lot of money or anything like that.
Yeah, I try to move as fast as possible. Just because post stuff takes so long all the time, and I just want to bang this shit out.
So we'll show you kind of a piece of where that starts. Can you bring up just the folder that I put all the deliverables in for you?
Yeah, so we got it right over here. Here, let's see, techno cool. For excellent. So we could see that right over here. So this is typically what you would get. This is the folder. You would get an MP3 of the song in the background. You have text file and a thing called an OMF, which is basically a file that keeps all of the sounds in place within the project. So when you open this, it's like session data. So when you import it in, it keeps all of the sounds and the sound effects that the editor put in. And Kenneth he's not really a sound guy, but he has the ear and he knows what he wants. So this is kind of a cool way of getting an idea of what the director wants. And then you have the movie, and then you have a smaller version of the movie, so you can import it super easy into Pro Tools.
Yeah, and so this is basically after I put all the work in Premiere Pro and After Effects.
Yeah.
All that picture, all the visuals are locked. Now I'm handing it off to the sound designer, and he can do his work. These are the pieces that he needs.
Yeah. So let's flip back to Pro Tools right now. So I have the video file up. I imported that, and then I imported the OMF already, just because we didn't want it to mess up or anything. But typically, this is what it looks like. You usually get mono files, and if you look at all of the labeling over here, they're usually the same thing. So what I like doing is I like making stereo files for each of the mono ones. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, and then this was the song file, but I already consolidated that. So let's make 2 stereo tracks, Command-Shift-N, and then Command-Right to make it into a stereo, and then hit 2 for 2 tracks. And then I like putting this right under each one, like so. And then let's move this guy right over here.
Yeah, don't forget, too, we got to watch the whole thing from start to finish. We should show these guys kind of what we're working with.
Okay, cool.
Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. So let's do that real quick. Let me just throw this into stereo tracks real fast so we can just get a good test run. All right, so now we got these tracks.
And if anybody's interested in like the video tech side of it, it's shot on a Blackmagic cinema camera, so it's shot in 4K on a green screen.
That Blackmagic though.
Yeah, it was nice.
Shit's
It was
fucking
nice,
awesome.
For sure. I got some really good footage with a lot of flexibility and coloring and with crazy zoom ins and all that stuff. It was good stuff to work with. But without further ado.
All right, cool. Let's watch it and let's see what we got here.
This is time-traveling Techno-Destructo. I'm here to warn you about something really bad that's going to happen.
All the
This
reverb?
devastated
Yeah.
landscape that I stand in now.
So we got some reverb on the
This
dialogue.
isn't some
We got some
post-apocalyptic
sizzly-
war that happened
Some sizzly
on
buzzing.
a far-off planet. This is Oakland, and today
Oh, this
is
is dope.
September the 23rd, 2017.
Apocalyptic.
And I'm here to tell you about a disaster that could be prevented. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing California to China in a hotel
Look at that
deal.
fucking armor
No,
over there.
I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing Alaska to Russia in another
Oh, man.
hotel deal. Those
You wanna
things
fight him,
didn't
Danny?
have the
After
devastating
Hurricane Irma
effect
right
that
there,
we all
dude.
expected
Oh,
it to
God.
have. But this, what I'm talking about, is something Doc Atrocity did. And Doc
Atrocity, yeah.
I know that we faced each other in the past, and I beat you. You remember that? I don't really
Damn, this shit's
remember it
crazy.
because I was actually unconscious.
Dude, the
during
effects in the back, the
But
brush and stuff.
Whatever
Yeah, nice
happened,
job, Timmy.
I won.
Damn.
And I can do it again. I'm gonna grab your hand, and I'm just gonna squeeze your brain onto the floor, and your millions of moronic fans
we got some doubling going on.
in helpless horror will feel you back.
So this is very typical of what you would get. Definitely very typical of what you would get from a director.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
a lot of the decisions as far as where things, at least the skeleton of where things are placed, I've already made
Yeah.
so that he doesn't really have to deal with all that. And so in those deliverables, all that shows up for him, and he can work off of the work I've already done. He's not redoing anything.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you right now, a lot of that doubling was actually because the on-camera audio it looks like it's that first track.
Yeah.
So on-camera audio, that's usually not very good, but it's good for syncing.
Mm-hmm.
So we recorded sound separately. We just used the on-camera audio to sync it.
Yo, he reminds me of
Cool.
this guy right here.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank, dude. Yes.
Kinda, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. But the fucking more brutal wrestler version. That's so
Yeah.
dope. Okay, cool. So,
Sorry,
so let me see here. So usually when I think I probably already deleted it, but this is Yeah, this is the MP3. Okay, usually when you import a video, you'll get the actual, yeah, here it is right here. So I'm going to put this on the top. This is the consolidated audio from the video. And just like Kenneth said, this is a good like placeholder for where everything is because we're going to be moving some shit around, doing some crazy stuff. But for now, we're going to mute that. And I can see, since I consolidated this into a stereo, I'm going to actually put it back into mono. Since it's only on one side, I heard that was the dialogue. So we're going to put that back. I'm going to delete this one, the other mono side. Contains active clips. Yes, let's delete that. So now when we hear this, it's going to be in the center.
I'm here to warn you.
Not in the center. We're going to turn this pan back. Cool. Option click.
I'm here to warn you.
So now it keeps flipping back when we press play. So what that is it's basically automation that was imported from what did you use again, Kenneth? What to edit this?
This was in Premiere.
Okay, so he was doing stuff in Premiere that got copied onto the OMF, and now it's in the session. So now deleted that automation. You can also take that stuff off in the import. When you import it, but I like keeping their automation because they usually did it for a reason. Cool. So now we got the dialogue in the center.
This isn't some.
So I'm gonna mute the music for now, and then we'll blend that in later. So here, let's see. What does this
Be
sound?
bad that's going to happen. This devastated landscape that I stand in now. Be bad that's going to happen.
Okay, cool. So now,
Cool. I want to mention really quick, the reason we got all that reverb is because we were in a 10,000 square foot soundstage.
fucking huge soundscape.
And it was like a soundstage.
Soundstage.
And it was like a 10-person crew, so we pretty much had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah, we should post some pics of it too. I think I have a couple of them. So yeah, this was the natural reverb you're saying.
Planet. This
Oh
is
my gosh.
Oakland. And
That's crazy.
It's pretty rowdy, huh?
It's rowdy. This is
be bad that's going to happen.
yeah.
This
So what I usually like doing, I get pretty ADD with this shit. I usually start with the backgrounds and then start getting into the sound effects and stuff and then the dialogue. But let's start with the dialogue since it's here already, and then we'll get a little bit more into the creative side of the sound effects and stuff. So here, let's
about
listen to
something
this.
really bad that's going to happen. This devastated landscape that I stand in now.
So the levels of all this is pretty
This isn't some
all over the place.
I'm not talking about
He's loud over
the
here.
Doc atrocity, dude.
Super loud,
Alaska
not very
to-
loud over here. So what I like to do is I just like to throw a limiter on it just to get it listenable, so we can do some shit with it. So I'm just gonna throw like a simple L2 on there.
Alaska
just get
to
it balanced
Russia
out,
and another
you know.
hotel deal. Those things didn't have the devastating
Just get
effect
some,
that we all
attenuation
expected
on
them
there.
to have. But this, what I'm talking about, is something Doc Atrocity did. And Doc Atrocity,
Okay, cool. And then we can
something really
plug this in.
bad
But
that's
now
going to happen.
there's a lot of
this
reverb on this
devastated
stuff.
landscape.
Tons of reverb. I'm gonna see if we can kind of clear it up a little bit. It's almost impossible to get all of the reverb out of dialogue tracks. It's really hard when you want to kind of blend some stuff in, especially on bigger movies. But there's a couple tricks and tools to get rid of it. So I'm gonna try to speed through this as fast as possible. I think we only got an hour today. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, we're only at 15 minutes so far, so
Okay,
I
perfect.
think we're looking good.
So all right. So let's
This
take
devastated
let's take
landscape.
this little chunk right here, and see.
This devastated landscape.
So I'm going to split that clip, Command E, and then I'm going to go to Audio Suites, and I'm going to go to my isotope plugs, and we got this RX D reverb right here. I could put it over here, and this should be cool. So this is a really cool tool to get rid of reverb. This is just the default settings. I gotta do an audition pass on the IO. Okay, here, let me just do that real quick. I really like the isotope stuff. They're super helpful. I think on this one we got isotope 3.
This devastated landscape that I
Like,
stand
even
in
that,
now.
dude, I didn't even do anything, and that's just the settings.
This
It
devastated
took away a lot of the
landscape that I
reverb. You know what I'm
stand in
saying?
now.
So I think they're on fucking RX7 now. I'm sure it's gotten even better, but I haven't upgraded yet.
This devastated landscape that I stand.
So you have a reverb profile, which is basically like an EQ, so you can EQ out the reverb in different frequency bands, and then you have the reduction bands right here, and then you have the artifact smoothing. I like the artifact smoothing all the way up, and if it's all the way down, it kind of sounds grainy and shit. But for right now, man, well let's just roll with the default, and we can always fix some stuff later.
Parker.
Yeah.
That plugin can take away reverb.
Fucking yes, dude. It's magical.
What?
Yeah, dude. Not a lot of people know about this.
I didn't know about
It's more
that.
of like a post trick.
What's it called again?
RX3D reverb. It's a whole kind of sound pack that Isotope has. It's the RX series for all of you guys out there. They're on RX7 right now.
Damn. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do I'm gonna make a new playlist. I'm gonna actually duplicate this playlist just so I can save the original file if I need to. Actually, that's a new. Duplicate that, and then I'm gonna take the reverb out of this whole thing. Cool. It's lagging a little bit, but it's all good. And also there's this learn button, which is kind of cool. Might take a little bit here. I'm going to hit it. This kind of analyzes the audio clip and sees where all of the peaks and all the reverb is, and kind of basically makes its own preset for your sound clip. So it's pretty good. Let's listen to it. I'm going to render that real quick. It should be pretty good. Sometimes it gets a little grainy. Sometimes it gets like all of the reverb out. And it sounds a little grainy and like what would you even call it? Like downsampled almost, but it's usually pretty good. So let's listen to it now.
And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing California to. I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing Alaska to Russia.
So that sounds pretty. Almost sounds the same here. Let me see if
I can sound the difference for sure.
You could hear the
In
difference?
his voice, there's reverb there still, but his voice is a lot more crisp.
it's a lot
than
more
it was.
crisp. Yeah. So I think in the sound file, if you look,
And today,
like the reverb of it is, you could see the waveform of the
third,
reverb, like that. That's straight up fucking reverb right there. So if you really wanted to get into it, you can go in and cut out all of those moments. You can, I think, Command Shift U. I got all this stuff up here. You could strip silence this whole thing and blend it in and do all that crazy stuff. I'm not gonna do that right now. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, maybe we'll get into it, but I mean, I feel like there's so many other sound effects. And
Yeah,
music
we
that
want
we're
to
gonna be
get
mixing
to the
in.
fucking fun part.
Yeah.
So, cool.
I
So,
don't think you'll even be able to tell, right?
Yeah, you
like-
might not even tell.
'cause
So we're gonna have the music.
Yeah, because there's wind blowing, there's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bass for what the hell
this
is
is
going on.
time traveling.
Oh, that sounds a lot better,
techno-destructo.
Okay, cool. So I use this program called Sound Miner that archives all of my samples on my hard drive and kind of organizes it and makes it super easy to like pull up really fast. So I have that pulled up over here. Let's see. Boom. And it helps me search through all my catalog of sounds very easily, and it'll let me put it into my DAW right over here. So before we do that, I'm going to hit my transfer path down here, and it's going to tell me where I want to save the sounds. So I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to go to our folder, and I'm going to hit the audio folder in of the session we're working on. So choose that. Every sound I do, it's going to automatically copy to the Pro Tools folder. So okay, let's look at this real quick. So we got some shit in the
landscape
background. We
that
got
I
a building
stand in now.
burning. We got some brushes.
This isn't some
we got some winds.
post-apocalyptic war that happened.
Fucking post-apocalyptic war.
Sure.
So yeah, let's get some wind sounds up in here. So I'm gonna make a new track, stereo. I'm going to name it Wind BG background, and then I'm gonna go back to Sound Miner, and let's type in wind. Let's see what I got over here.
I want to make this note too while you're doing this before
Yeah.
you get too far into it. If you notice too, the settings and environment fluctuates from like a calmer background and surroundings to
Yeah.
like a really chaotic and crazy one. So I kind of want to show that contrast
Cool.
and have maybe the quieter, more eerie sounds during the calmer part, and then the intense over the top loud for the crazy part.
Cool. So this is a late night ambience. I don't know if I like that. Jungle ambience. We need some brutal fucking wind. That sounds kind of cool. Let's see, stormy and strong.
Hey Parker, where can people find these type of samples? Like where do you find them at, or do you buy them?
So
or?
there's a lot of different places that you can get them online. There's people release their own packs and stuff. I've purchased a lot of them, but also, I work with a lot of other sound designers, and we always share different sounds we have. So if I work on a movie, I'm doing all of this stuff. The other sound guys that I'm working with, they usually have their libraries, and we kind of share, share and do all of that good stuff. But there's tons of cool stuff. There's a lot of free stuff online too. I know like National Nat Geo, like they released a whole like terabyte of bird sounds for free and shit. Like you just have to sign up. So that's really cool. Let's see. Danny, how do you get your sounds? Is it kind of the same thing?
I know there's like I think it's like freesamples.org. They have a lot of like people can record their own sounds.
Really?
Yeah, like you can find like a lot of like what you want, like a door opening or whatever. Interesting bird sounds.
All right, so I kind of like that we were just heard. So I'm gonna highlight all of the stuff that I want to import, and then I hit spot to DAW, and it's gonna go right to where my cursor was. So I'm gonna hit that, boom, spot. Transferring over right now. Now we got some wind. Now let's hear.
This is time traveling techno destructo. I'm here to warn you about something
That's pretty good.
apocalyptic war that happened.
I like how the file is so long, so it's not gonna be there's not gonna be any looping or anything.
This is time traveling.
So that's cool. Maybe we should get some like smoke. Let's see what happens when I type in smoke. You want to always do some. You want to get the keywords in.
Smoke weed, baby.
Smoke weed. Okay, I don't know what that is. Smoke on a cigarette. Warfare. This is probably guns. Yeah, it's guns. Smoke detector. Okay, so we got to get a little bit more creative. So let's do fire. Let's type in fire and see what fire sounds like. Fire crackling. That's cool. It sounds old. There's an explosion. Another shit that sounds old. Here, let's see. We got. These are kind of cool. This is kind of cool. This could be a nice layer. This is another good one. This is all interior fire. This one's nice. I kind of like this one.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm going to go back, make another stereo track. We're going to layer this on there, get some of that. And if you don't highlight anything, it's just going to import the whole thing to Pro Tools. And then always relabel your tracks, or else you're going to get into a lot of trouble.
Cool.
See, and sometimes you have happy accidents like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even place that.
No,
on
you knew what you were
purpose.
doing. You're a pro.
I'm a fucking pro. And so look at that. This whole whoosh thing is like really nice. Seems like you're right there.
It sounds like
That's
something
crazy.
is happening in the distance.
Yeah.
That fits well.
That was an accident?
That was a total fucking accident.
How did that happen? Like, what did you put
I found a cool sound file of fire, and then I just threw it in there, and sometimes it just works. But let's get some other cool shit in this beginning part. This is kind of a cool like intro. Let's get like the disintegrating of the building. Let's see if we can find some crazy shit.
Yeah.
What about like walking in the dust? Do they have anything like that?
Ooh, walking like a dust storm. That's a good one.
That is.
That could be like a really nice dirt and debris. Okay, we're not going to be able to hear that in the whole thing. Let's see this. Sweeping up dust bowl. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Some
Put that
nice
shit in
fucking
there.
vibes,
There
dude.
you go. It's done. Mixed.
Oh, see, that's good. Did you hear that, Danny?
Yeah, that sounds
Listen to
cool.
that shit. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Maybe with some reverb on there. So, but here, let's try some. I'm gonna type in debris.
Are you trying to find sounds for the building?
Yeah, for the ripping up of the building. So see, I have a lot of these old like Hollywood sounds. I think I picked up like an old Hollywood pack, and they're not really recorded really nice. They're just old, before Pro Tools and shit.
Don't you ever just like layer them like very subtly in the background a lot of times? Even if it
Yeah,
doesn't
you
sound
can
good.
definitely, but it's very mid-rangey, so you want to be careful. If you layer too many of them, then it starts. Ooh, see, look, avalanche. That's a really fucking good one too.
Wow.
See, that sounds fucking awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah. So here we're gonna type avalanche right here. My voice is cranking.
No.
It's from that vape life.
From that 7th grade life. Because you're only fucking 16 years old.
Yeah, dude, I don't have any facial hair or anything. All right, so I remember that it's like right here. This is a really good part, so I'm gonna highlight that. You can also pitch shit in here too, and like loop, do a bunch of cool stuff. Spot that over. If you hold Option, you can go and like really loud. Let's solo that and really get the right parts. So, okay, cool. This one needs a little bit of adjusting and tweaking. So what I like to do, it's cool, but then when the building starts crumbling, I think what I want to do is speed it up so it sounds like it's faster. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do Command 2 switches between your tools, so you can go to the stretch tool. And then let's speed it up like this much. Let's see how that sounds. Command 7 to get back to smart. See, it goes. We could probably pitch that even more. Let's go crazy. Yeah, the cool thing about textures and stuff like this is you could pitch the hell out of it and speed it up, slow down, and it really it can handle a lot. Have you noticed that, Danny? With like textures and sound effects?
With what specifically? Handling
Like
it,
when you're stretching it, making it faster and slow down.
Oh, yeah. With,
I mean, in Ableton. Pro Tools, you can't really change the algorithm like as fast as you can in Ableton. So, okay, this is cool. Let's
Really quick too, let's do a quick update to anybody who's just tuning in. We're sound designing a short promo video for a backyard wrestler named Techno Destructo.
from Guar.
Yeah, exactly. Something different than what we would normally stream, but still definitely in the realm of sound engineering, sound design, everything like that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to fade this guy in. D. Press D. So we got fire now. So it disintegrates pretty quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this fade, and I'm going to trim it up from the back. If you hit, not G, S.
I'm sorry. I just think this is like so cool. I
Like
didn't
it?
realize it was going to be like, I want to do this.
Oh,
This looks
yeah,
like so
dude.
much fun.
And you could totally do it too, man. It's really fun. So, all right, here we got.
Nice.
Wow.
So that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, man. Like,
And if you just notice, I just noticed this little flying piece of debris. If you scrub, where is it? Yeah, see, like this big piece of whatever this is flying in the air. We can do something cool with that. We could put like a piece of metal flying through the air. So let's get something like that real quick. We're still on the debris. Here, let's see. Sweeping push broom. Nope. metal reverberant. That's pretty cool. Let's see what this is. This is some Game of Thrones shit over here. Large impacts. Maybe this is cool. Let's take this last part of here. I think we can do something with that. I'm gonna spot that guy in.
Parker, is there a reason why you always do this in Pro Tools versus Ableton for the people back?
I really like doing it in Pro Tools because the editing, the hotkeys are kind of mapped out for the keyboard a little bit better. In Ableton, I got to go back to the mouse a lot, and that kind of slows me down.
So it's a workflow thing?
It's kind of a workflow thing, and the incorporation with video is really helpful in Pro Tools. I know that Ableton does it, but it's a little weird, I think, when you get to like frames and stuff.
Dude,
it might just be me.
On a side note, I love how in-depth you're getting with this 4-second clip. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Totally.
Because that's what takes a video from looking like a YouTube video to... or not looking like, but sounding like a YouTube video to sounding like something that you would see in a theater.
Totally, and you gotta look out for those clues, because the whatever you get that's all you have. You're looking at the screen, so you got to look for all those cues. You got to look in the environment for the bushes, the building in the back, shit like flying through. So that was a little early, but here we go. So scrub that, boom, it's right there. So.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, so it feels a little slow. So let's speed that guy up too. I like that. I'm gonna add the ending part to the beginning, and I'm gonna reverse it. Just copied that guy over. I'm gonna go back to Audio Suite. I'm gonna pull up the reverse plugin, and I'm gonna leave it open because I use that shit a lot. I'm going to render it real quick, and it's going to sound like that. And I'm going to fade it into the hit so it blends a little bit better. Let me try that. And then fade that. But see, now that took away from the hit. So now let's get... Okay, cool. So now I'm getting more ideas. Here's wind packed, whatever. Now I'm getting more ideas. Now I'm thinking of like a volcano sound or something like that. That might even be easier, less editing for as much time as we have. Okay, cool. I do have some cool volcano sounds.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Parker?
Yeah, man.
So a lot of times when you're doing this, you'll just throw in as much sounds as you can to make it sound the way you want, and then you'll go after and mix it.
Exactly.
So you don't really mix as you go when you're doing this, because you're just trying to use the creative flow of just idea after idea.
Exactly. And I kind of want to make a base for what's going on first. So see, like it took me this long to come up with the volcano idea, you know?
Right, I see.
And now this shit sounds fucking awesome. Like, what the hell is this? Lava gargling? That's fucking dope. Fucking volcano erupting. This could be like the whole background. This shit sounds awesome.
Yeah,
and then we can blend the wind in on top of that. So here, let's just do that. That sounds fucking great. All right. Throw this motherfucker in there.
I think it's really cool too, because like if you wanted to, you could really, like, if you think about your music in a way of like a film or a story, and just using some of these sounds or these different ways of layering certain elements, you can add a lot to your own music too if you wanted to.
Yeah, a lot of soundscape stuff. Okay, so that's fucking dope.
That's buttery.
Yeah, so let's check it out with the fire now. So now we can turn the fire down a little bit. So I feel like there needs to be kind of a moment where the whole building kind of, you know, dwindles away. And that's what we were trying to do with this impact. But let's add another layer on there. go back. Lava spewing out. No. See, this could be nice too for a certain part when he's talking. We can come back to that. There's a lot of high end in that. See, I really like that. You could find really cool parts like that. Maybe let's just get some fucking explosions, dude.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Yes.
I'm always down for explosions. I love
dude.
Mythbusters.
Yeah,
I do want to say, don't feel like you have to get too hung up on the beginning here, because
totally.
we've got another like 90%.
Yeah. How much? What time are we at
We're
right
at 35 minutes.
now?
36.
Okay,
I
cool.
think we're good.
Yeah. So I like that. I think that's cool. So yeah, like kind of said, you can easily get sucked in really fast into this kind of stuff. So, what I like doing a lot of the time too is, if you have something short like this, get the important parts, Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
So
that's true, man. Like,
the important parts for this, I feel like is the beginning when he's talking, and then the end, and that's it. I think there was an explosion in the middle or something. So yeah. So okay. So now let's get back to this.
I'm here to warn you about something really bad that's going to happen.
So let's turn all this shit down real quick. I'm gonna just highlight all this, and I'm gonna do the clip gain. I really like turning stuff down with clip gain instead of the faders, just so I have another level of gain. Okay, cool. So now let's add a little bit of music in there. Let's see how it kind of lays in with the landscape.
This is time traveling tech.
So you can get a kind of a cool blend, but it's really all about the mood. If do you want the music might be cool, like really loud in the beginning, and we might not even need any of these sounds.
I can tell you, I did originally picture the music being loud in the beginning, but that being said, it's not like some amazing song or anything. I like the sounds a lot more.
Cool.
For sure.
So let's just use this kind of as the landscape in the background for now.
Techno-destructo. I'm here to warn you about something.
And it looks like we're good with our dynamics. We're a little bit quiet, but it's okay. There's always room.
Techno-destructo.
All right, so let's go to the dialogue here.
It's something Dog Atrocity did. And Dog Atrocity, I know that we faced each other in the past, and I beat you. You remember that? I don't really remember it because I was actually...
See, and then there's some parts with the dialogue. If we really want to
You remember that? I don't really remember it.
If you really want to get crazy with it, you can watch to when his head turns, and
You remember that?
when his head turns off
really
camera,
remember.
you can't really hear him that much, so you can go in and kind of clip gain that shit up,
I don't really remember it.
just so it
You remember that? I don't really remember it.
kind of is smooth like a movie.
Is clip gain like an automatic gain boost?
Exactly. So in Ableton, you have to go and like click that up in the bottom left. With this, I can just highlight a section and just go up and down. That's another reason why I like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm really so quick in Pro Tools like that. So okay, let's see. Let's go. Where's that explosion at, Kenneth? Let's see. Let's scrub through it a little bit. I think it was right here. Boom.
Yeah, so it's basically the same environment that we saw at the very beginning, the first shot.
Okay, cool.
Whatever happened, I won.
Boom.
And I can do it again.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I think it'd be cool to add like really fast burning, like igniting type sounds to
Yeah.
that, to that fire transition, and then the fire transition a little earlier.
Okay, cool.
Near the beginning.
Can I also say I would really think it would be really cool if you add like some like gear or like creaky sounds for like him, like when he's like
Oh
moving
yeah,
around.
dude.
So
That
he
would
sounds
be
like he's
fucking
like
dope.
part like an old ass machine,
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
dude.
that's an awesome idea. So let's do.
like gears and shit.
Yeah, let's get this explosion because everybody wants an explosion.
Explosion.
So let's do first. Let's do. I like layering stuff. So let's do fireball. Let's see what I got. That's like an old fireball.
Shout out
Ooh.
Fireball the drink.
Let's get
Yeah,
there.
this is a cool one. Let's get 2 of these and we'll layer. Let's get 3 of them actually,
Nice.
and this will be a good kind of thing. And then we can see what's going on.
One. And I can
Oh, we're solid.
and I can do it again. I won. And I can do it.
See, that's pretty good. I mean, you know, this is a wrestling promo, you know, as well. Here, let's do another track and layer this. Get it really fat and juicy. So, you know, obviously I would spend more time if this was, you know, let's see. I'm just going to keep making some more tracks. And let's layer all 3 of them.
And I can do it.
And we can kind of offset them to make it a little bit longer.
I won. And I can do it again.
Let's tighten it up a little bit more. And when you have a video in Pro Tools,
I won. And I can do it again.
when you're scrubbing lags a little bit, even if you have a nice video card. I think my video card is just like a regular one, but it's just you got to deal with it.
I won. And I can do it again.
And you can always like, if you think you'll have problems with playback on the video, you can ask for like a lower resolution version of the video, so that because you don't need the highest resolution. When
Yeah,
you're doing this.
exactly. You just have to know where the hell everything is.
I won. And I can do it again. I'm gonna grab.
Love it.
Yeah, and then let's see what we can do with this. Let's fucking pitch this shit down. Fucking turn him into a T-Rex.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get some.
What are you using right now, Parker, to do that?
This is the stock. This is the stock pitch shift of Pro Tools. Now, I mean, I love Ableton's algorithms, and I think it's the best thing. But this is it's pretty decent. You know, you got fine, you have semitone, sense, ratio, you got all this cool stuff, and it's pretty good. It's pretty close to Complex Pro, but I like Complex Pro a little better. So let's hear about this blend. Okay, that's dope. Here, let's hear how it sounds now.
Do it again. I'm gonna grab.
That's pretty cool. Maybe turn it down a little bit. Right here.
I won. And I can do it again.
Maybe fade it a little bit. Okay, and then let's.
Conscious during.
Where is he moving? Because we can get those robot sounds are kind of a cool.
Like a broken ass robot, though, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like
Creaky.
like falling apart almost.
Totally.
Kenny, I gotta say too, man, that looks so good.
It looks pretty good.
This looks
I mean,
funny.
you gotta like. For all those you guys that don't know, Kenny is an absolute pro. I mean, look at this shit. You put all that shit in there with the green screen too, right?
He's a fucking pro, dude.
Yeah, dude. Some of the assets are sourced, but I mean, most of it I made. There are little things you can do that kind of save you time. This isn't like a fucking $1 million movie. I'm not gonna spend like all my life working on it.
Totally.
But it's an awesome project.
I thought you guys went on location there.
On location of the
Ayo.
apocalypse.
Hey, I got another question while you're changing that volume.
Yeah.
So does you guys know this guy personally, right?
Yes.
So like,
Yeah, Kenneth does.
does he make all these props like for him to wear on his arm? That giant.
yes, dude.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah,
Actually.
man.
Like-
Thanks for bringing that up, man. He's been a sculptor designing props and costumes and sculptures and exhibits and everything that all kind of revolve around this same theme, this same story. And that's a big reason why I fell in love with the project was because I'm just a fan of the world that he creates with his art. And he's actually doing an art gallery currently in Hollywood. I'm actually going to look up the details right now so I can plug that. But there's an art gallery in Hollywood right now. If you're in town, you should check it out because his art is awesome.
I mean, that looks so cool. Like, did you ask him to try it on, or is that like a no-no? Like,
Oh no, I
yeah,
didn't ask him that. I don't know. He'd probably be fine with that.
Yeah, dude.
I
I
don't know
wanted to try that wrench, dude. That wrench looks fucking gnarly.
It's heavy too, man. Like you can see like the sweat glistening on him and everything.
yeah.
That was kind of just something, we didn't really plan for that, but it's perfect.
I can't hear you over the drilling.
Anyway,
Sorry.
you can see like the sweat glistening off his face and stuff like that. A lot of times people will try to create that with water, you know what I mean? But that suit is so heavy, and he was really giving the role his all. So that's real sweat, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a heavy-ass wrench.
That's a heavy ass wrench.
That's cool.
Let's see. So it's pretty machiney. Maybe we should, instead of going for kind of a computerized one, we should do some like fucking Game of Thronesy kind of.
Yeah, type in like gears or like something like subtle.
Yeah,
I
instead
mean, I don't
of high
fucking know.
tech.
I just want to see I just want to feel like he's like kind of falling apart a little bit. You know what I mean?
Damn, what the fuck is this?
Like his shit is ratchet.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, like the whole time I was directing him, I was telling him to picture himself in a place where he had like just returned from battle or was just like traveling for miles. So he's definitely worn out.
Yeah, it looks like you got a lot out of him, man. I mean, that's so cool that you're like directed and filmed and edited and did all that shit.
Look at these fucking ratchet sounds, Danny.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you can.
So really quick, I found it. The art gallery is currently going on at the Burgundy Room in Hollywood. If
I
you want to
know
check
that
out any of
place.
this guy's work, it's going to be up until early October 7th, it looks like.
Let's see what this shit.
But hit us up if you need more details or if you're going.
We're gonna do some low frequency shit, Danny. Do some snail shit.
Be right back.
See, that's what happens in Pro Tools instead of Ableton.
Right.
All right, so let's see. Let's get rid of that. Okay, cool. I guess that's a little much.
Is that supposed to be like a machine gun? Right?
It's supposed to be like his arm moving, but
Does he wrestle with that on? I wonder.
dude, he does. I think Kenneth, does he wrestle? Does he wrestle with that thing?
Yeah, he does.
And I don't know if the viewers at home can see, but if they watch the video, he does have a Phillips head screw on his genitals.
Oh yes,
A bolt. For a wiener. He has a bolt for a wiener. It's so tight.
a bolt wiener.
Maybe, yeah, and we'll point it out again when we go back to one of the white
Yes,
shots.
we will.
Yeah, see, that could be kind of a cool touch. Kind of make it more subtle, you know. See, like, I have no idea what the hell he's saying right there, so we're gonna turn him up. And the limiter's gonna capture it.
Grab your head, and I'm just gonna squeeze your brain out onto the floor.
So See, now that's really.
And your millions of moronic fans will watch in helpless horror. Will feel the impact.
That's so good.
Doc atrocity.
There it is.
Yeah, dude, I love projects where you can like break the rules.
I fucking
You know
love
what I mean?
doing that, dude. It reminds me of like CKY back in the day. You know, when they were fucking when Bam was editing all that crazy shit.
This is right up that alley, man.
Yeah. This was probably the same time, right? Guar was
Well,
fucking.
I think Guar is like 80s. I think they started earlier.
But
I think
like,
they're earlier than CKY, but they were probably like at their peak, like around when CKY was at their peak.
yeah.
I mean, skate videos were like really revolutionary in the way that they would just like film everything. Like a lot of the old Baker videos, like those guys would just film everything, and just the way that they would edit it was just like funny and like.
Yeah, they were just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
they would break all the rules, man.
All right, so I'm gonna get some electricity, some
Yeah, some
electrical
welding,
vibes right
some
here.
welding sparks.
Ooh, welding. That's a good. Let's see, welding.
Yeah, so we've got a fact confirmation. Guar started in 1984.
Thank you.
1984.
Really?
Jared?
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Shout out Jared.
Shout out
Jared with
Jared
the fat.
coming in
You better be right on that, or people will eat you alive, bro.
in the fucking comments. So what the hell is that, dude?
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah. Jared says hopefully Wikipedia is right.
Yeah. Whoa, I don't know about that.
Then go edit the wiki.
Yeah, we'll edit it for like 5 minutes.
Don't yell at Jared. Yell at Wikipedia.
What the fuck is that? Here, let's try this. Oh no, this is what I'll type in. Spark. Wow,
Yeah, that'd be
that's
tight if you could put that in somewhere.
Choose your character. These are all like-
What about like a saw noise, or like
Ooh, a saw noise. Yeah.
like
Saw.
like a saw cutting metal, and you know when you see sparks flying off of it and everything.
Yeah, let's try that.
It's just
Saw.
kind of it's kind of out of left field, but stuff like this is it's what makes people really fall in love with the project when they're seeing it. When it's something that they're not expecting.
Actually, maybe not a chainsaw. Maybe a electric saw.
Or maybe like a buzz saw.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, let's spot that guy in there.
That's really loud. You turn it down.
Yeah, I'll turn that shit down.
Meters.
Your brain out onto the floor.
Kind of sounds like an electric guitar. So I'm gonna cut that right here as a placeholder, and then I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take the ending of it.
How long does a project like this usually take you to do, Parker?
It's really hard to tell. If there's not a lot of stuff, usually maybe like 7 to 8 hours. But it all depends, man. If you're doing a 2-minute fight scene, you know, that's gonna take you way longer than like a 2-minute like talk show, you know?
What sound do they use for like the punching sound? Like in Indiana Jones, I love that sound when they like for some reason that movie when people get punched.
Oh yeah, dude.
What is that?
There's a lot of cool ones. A lot of it is sandbags. They throw sandbags on the ground. They throw it against a wall, and they have like one of those rezo mics to get the low end. When they get stabbed in Indiana Jones and shit, it's usually like a shovel into sand. Not a lot of people know about that. That's a really good one. Or like cutting lettuce and fucking twisting celery and shit. It's like a curse once you learn about all this stuff. You like watch movies and you're like, oh, that's some celery over there.
Takes you out
Oh,
of the moment.
Kenneth.
Yeah, if you guys, any of you guys watching haven't explored sound and film and stuff like that, you definitely should, because it's just another way you can use your skills.
Yeah. Especially music too.
Yeah, I heard that they like took whatever the T-Rex sound was like an orangutan sound, like pitched down. It would be like violin string.
Yeah, I think it was actually like an alligator, a cockroach, and a tiger, I think, or some shit.
That's so
I don't know.
crazy.
Somebody's gonna fucking tell me I'm wrong.
Wasn't Godzilla like a big old rusty gate?
Yeah, Godzilla was a rusty gate or some shit. That's awesome. Alright, this is probably gonna sound good.
Your brain out onto the floor.
That.
Yeah. It's a little long, so here, let's just cut this part off.
I really wish his wrench was a machine gun, so when he's doing that, you can make it seem like he's shooting bullets.
Oh yeah, dude. That would be fucking shooting bullets, sweating bullets. Here, I'm just gonna put it on when he says squeeze.
Your brain out.
And then fade that shit out.
Gonna squeeze your brain.
And then maybe let's layer some of the sparks and shit on there too. Spark. Let's see what this comes up as. Sparkle tonal. Here, I think this is.
Cool.
I think there was like shit like this. Here, I'm just gonna take all these and layer them.
I feel like, can I ask you something too, Parker?
Yeah.
I feel like, is it ever like hard to like keep yourself under control and like not overdo sounds? Like, how do you make sure? Because I feel like I would just like go in and just like keep going and layering, and then it just maybe looks a little bit ridiculous. So how can like people make sure that they're not overdoing certain stuff too, and there's subtleties?
Yeah, it's kind of a hard decision, just because it's usually. It's really fucking hard, dude. Sometimes I take a fucking whole day on like 1 minute just because I have all these feelings invested in this one scene or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then other times, I just don't give a shit about a scene and I just go through it really quick. But it's for me personally. I'm always I have to have a due date. If there's no due date, I'm
talking about like with like putting too many sounds on. Like, how do you know when enough
for
is
one
enough?
moment?
Yeah.
And then you mean like, and then the client shows up and he's like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're like already married to it. Like, I would feel like I could easily get lost in just like putting sounds on every little thing and get like way overboard.
Dude.
Is that a problem ever, or is
It actually was a problem when I first started. But what I started to notice as I got better is I would watch the movie as a viewer instead of a sound guy, and I would look for cues in the scenes that were really important that like established what was going on. If somebody puts down like a coffee mug in the background, you're not going to hear that. If that makes sense. But like if they dropped a coffee mug while the frame was changing to a different scene, like you would put that in, So like when I started watching as a viewer, that really helped.
Yeah, I would say I have the same problem whenever I'm doing a video. Like, all the special effects in this are really over the top,
Yeah.
But what helps me is taking a break and then watching something else that's similar.
Yeah.
Kind of comparing.
Get like a
what I'm
reference.
doing to that. Yeah, so that, because I think you just fall into like a big endless hole of like what you think is cool, and you gotta always remember what everyone else thinks is cool, because
Yeah, exactly. Danny, how are we on how are we on time?
We're just about in an hour. Sorry, I've been asking a bunch of questions.
Dude, no,
just
it's all good, man.
Maybe you
I
can
think this is going well.
finish this like little scene, and then I don't know. Were you planning on going in like just like a little bit of mixing at all, or no?
Yeah, let's just get like a little balance going. Let's take like 2 minutes and just get a little balance, and then we'll do our outro. So here, let's see what's going on over here. So let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so there's a lot of low end in the fire, so I'm going to quickly take out the low end with my Pro Filt. Just to take away that rumble.
This is time traveling techno destructo. I'm here to warn you about something really bad that's going to happen. This devastated landscape that I stand in now, this isn't some post-apocalyptic war that happened on a far-off planet. This is Oakland, and today is September the 23rd, 2017, and I'm here to tell you about a disaster that could be prevented.
So really, with something like this, the most important thing is the vocals. You know, what the hell is he saying? He's about to fight somebody. He's challenging them. Blah blah blah. And we want to just hear what he's saying. That's the most important, and then everything is secondary to that. So once you get the dialogue really dialed, then you can kind of go around that, if that makes sense. So I mean, this sounds pretty good.
23rd, 2017, and I'm here to tell you about it.
Here, I'm going to do a little quick trick real fast. What I like doing is making a second track and blending it in, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solo the mids on the second track and then kind of blend in the mids. There's this phone effect. So this is what it's going to sound like.
Traveling Techno-Destructo, I'm here to warn you about something really bad that's going to happen. This devastated landscape that I stand in now, this isn't some post-apocalyptic war that happened on a far-off.
So that's pretty good, actually. It's
to tell you about a disaster that could be prevented.
So that really cleans up the audio and brings it up, just blending in a little parallel.
That could be prevented. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing California to China in a hotel deal. No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing Alaska to Russia in another hotel.
And here, I'm going to do one last thing, and then I'm going to close this out.
Cool.
Did you just bandpass him, his vocals?
Yeah, but I blended that under his actual vocal.
Why did you do that?
Because all of the syllables and stuff in your voice are in the mids. So if you kind of blend in the mids with all of his like reverby sounds, it'll bring out his actual voice more.
That's an awesome trick. Can you do that with vocals or singing too sometimes?
Oh yes, definitely. You could do like parallel compression with the high end. You can do a lot of really cool stuff. But right now it's a little muddy.
It's
so
September the 23rd.
I'm just gonna by ear. I'm just gonna grab.
It's September the 23rd, 27.
I'm gonna grab that room node that's in there.
And I'm here to tell you about a disaster that could be prevented. And no, I'm not. It's a child.
All right, so I don't really like
It's
that.
September the 23rd, 27.
And you're just looking for the.
It's September the 20.
The reverb frequencies. So this.
It's September the 23rd.
And there's some shit up in the high end too. I mean, you can
It's
get.
September. And
You can get really crazy with this, but this sounds pretty good for what it is.
it's September the 23rd.
Cool.
It's September the 23rd, 2017. And I'm here.
Yeah, see that automation is still happening. But okay, cool. I think that's pretty good for this episode. I'm still like working and stuff. Cool. Hopefully you guys like this this kind of new video that we're doing. We're trying to give you guys kind of a good, big, wide variety of stuff. All that has to do with sound design, sounds, software, everything that you guys would like. So tell us if you guys like it. We enjoy doing all this stuff. We like working on everybody's projects, and we're very versatile. We do lots of stuff.
Yeah, we want to hear your guys' feedback. Yeah.
Definitely. If you guys like what you see here and you guys want more, just comment below and we'll take that into consideration. And
once again, this was a film that I directed with a good friend of mine, Techno Destructo from Guar. It's a promo video. He's now a backyard wrestler. That's what he does. And I figured I'd bring it to Parker because he's part of my team, and I knew that he would like the project too.
Yeah, I do a lot of post stuff. Not as much anymore. I do a lot more music now, but sometimes you can't say no to these projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think we should close it out by let's just watch the video one more time.
Cool.
Check it out.
Let's do it.
Yo.
You guys can also compare that to the video that we watched at the beginning. Later on when we post it on YouTube or whatever, you can always rewind. Check that out. See the work that was actually done in just about 50 minutes. Made a huge difference to what it was.
Yeah, huge difference.
And don't forget, too, you guys, Kenneth is also an amazing videographer. And if you guys ever need videos or editing or anything like that, you feel free to hit him up. Should I give him your excellent email, Kenny?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. My excellent email is kenneth@XLNTSOUND.com.
Yeah.
And I do all forms of videography, everything from commercial to promotional to events to live streaming to narrative work, you name it.
You fucking ask him what he does. He does fucking everything. Everything video.
He's our
He's
guy.
a fucking beast.
Man,
All right, cool. Let's close this. Let's close this thing out. Again, we're Excellent Sound. This is Kenneth, Parker, Danny's in the back, man in the videos, and let's close it out.
We'll also post the final version up so you guys can check that out.
Yeah, we'll post the final version
This
when it's
is
ready.
time traveling Techno Destructo. I'm here to warn you about something really bad that's going to happen. This devastated landscape that I stand in now, this isn't some post-apocalyptic war that happened on a far-off planet. This is Oakland, and today is September the 23rd, 2017, and I'm here to tell you about a disaster that could be prevented. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing California to China in a hotel deal. No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump annexing Alaska to Russia in another hotel deal. Those things didn't have the devastating effect that we all expected them to have. But this, what I'm talking about, is something Doc Atrocity did. And Doc Atrocity, I know that we faced each other in the past, and I beat you. You remember that? I don't really remember it because I was actually unconscious during the countout. But whatever happened, I won. And I can do it again. I'm gonna grab your head and I'm just gonna squeeze your brain out onto the floor. And your millions of moronic fans will watch in helpless horror. Will feel the impact. Doc Attracted.
So good.
See you
All
guys
right,
next
guys.
time.
Everybody.
Signing out.